Hello, baby. Hi, my darling. Welcome. So, today I am making a flower braid simple hairstyle, very detailed for beginners. Very detailed. If you're not a beginner, you can just zoom through the video. First of all, I am going to be making a braid close to the face from what you see in the picture because I sincerely think it is prettier that way. So I proceed to make the first braid, and let's zoom past this fast. Braid it faster, like fast. Oh no, fast. Thank you. So this is the way I add hair extension. This is a short 4C hair, as you can see, but I used very little hair extension just because the tail of her braid is really short and the hair can begin to lose from there. That was the only reason I added hair extension, so that it will taper towards the end and help the hair not to lose. So let's move over to the delicious stuff we are here for. I start by making about, let's say, 2 inches length line into the center of where I want the flower to be. So from that center I am making 4 lines down, pointing away from the center of where I want the flower to be, the exact point I want the flower to be. As you can see, I have 4 patterns. Now I am going to proceed to go and make like a C curve around each of those lines. Those lines we made at the center of the petal. Now we are going to be making the curved side of the petal, the 2 curved sides. As you can see, this is 1 petal, this is 1 petal. That initial line we made is straight between this petal, but I joined it together. You understand? So now going over to our second line, this is our second line. I am making the curved part of the petal on the left, and I will also make the curved part of the petal on the right. Do you understand, darling? You will. Just let's keep going. So I take your time to make sure that petal looks like a leaf as much as you want. You can make short leaves, you can make long leaves. The very first time I attempted this flower braid, I made a very long ass leaf that looks like a coconut tree leaf, and it was ridiculous. So like just short cute petals look finer, they look like rose flower, like it's not hungry, it's like a flower that is fed and robust and just sitting happily. So now I have the 3rd petal set, remaining the 4th one, this one closest to her face. So I proceed to make the curve and curve so that it looks like the shape of a petal, of course. So we have 4 of them ready. So I am going to start braiding this first one. Now we are going to put back that initial line we made, which we took away. That is the bone part of the petal. If you can remember your biology in high school, I don't know, like the rib of the leaf, that center line, we are going to draw part that line in the middle of each of these petal, and then just watch. So you need to figure out where you are starting your braid and where you want it to end. We'll start from, if I start from a petal and start braiding, I'll have to go into the petal opposite of it, not next to it. So I have 4 petals. If the 4 petals are petal 1, 2, 3, 4, once I braid 1 round, I will go into 3, then come back, go into 4. Sorry, I will braid 1, go into 3, yes, come back, go into 4, and then go into 2 and down. Just watch. So after making that middle line in the first petal, I braid from the center of the flower round the petal. So this first petal is set. Now you have to move into the petal that is opposite it. If your first petal ended on your left hand side, you will start braiding into the opposite petal from the right hand side. So you have to cross. Now this braid is the way we are watching, right? We started on the left hand side of this first petal and braided down, turned around. Now we are going into petal 3. You have to go into the opposite side so that you can create like a crossover, yes, so that when you braid and come back, your braids can cross over. This is going to make the center of the flower more pointy. Instead of having straight braids running around, you're going to have them crossing over each other in the middle. So we are done with petal 1 and 2. Now we are moving into the third one. And again, remember to come in. If you're coming in from the left, if you're exiting from the left hand side of your last petal, you have to move into the next one through your right hand side so that you can create a crisscross in the middle. If you do not understand what I am saying, when you are trying it, you're going to understand. If you don't cross that way, you're going to have the line running straight across, and the center of your petal is going to be really confused, and just you will not have a pointed middle. You are going to have like just a very broad center point. And I think I made that mistake here. Now from what you can see, I am supposed to go in through the right hand side because I am coming out from the left hand side of this petal I have finished braiding, but I think I forgot and went in through the left hand side again, so it was just straight. And the way I fixed this, you see, let's see, what helped was using this latch hook to like pass under. It's still going to make the braid, the center point, not to be just open and scattered. But if I had crossed over to my left hand side, that's our right hand side from watching this video, that's the right thing to do. So I am coming out from the left hand side, from our left hand side as you're watching this video of this previous one. So I am supposed to cross, like bend and go into the next petal, but I behaved like a lefty and gave you my elbow and crossed the camera and crossed where I am not supposed to cross. But to fix this, I didn't realize I made that mistake, but something was off, so I just used a latch hook and passed it underneath two of the braids to pull them together, just to make the middle part more secured. Even if you do it rightly, you might still need to do this just to pull the center point together more tightly so that it will look like a flower that has sense and not like a confused flower. So now I am going to proceed to braid the last tail all the way down, and this made it look better. In some of my other videos, instead of braiding the tail of the flower, like when I am done braiding the flowers, instead of braiding this last part down, I will just braid it into like a single braid upwards and then use a latch hook to go through the center part over and over and over again and have like a knot at the center of the flower. That is also cute if you want it. This is the first time, maybe it's not, I cannot remember, but this time I decided to just braid it down to make the flower look more flat instead of having the knot. I was just trying something different, and I can say for sure my let's say the second flower braid I attempted, the first one I did was like an octopus flower. It was big as alien flower. Like, I don't know why I didn't think about it, but I made the flower cover her whole head, and you couldn't tell it's a flower unless you're looking from like a bird view, and nobody is that tall every time to always figure out. Like, it was difficult to figure out it was even a flower because I made the petals from ear to ear, from front to back, like it was swallowing her head. Then when I made the second attempt, guys, that video was lit. Like, and I had 5 petals. It came out perfectly. It came out perfect. So what I wanted to say was that for making these 4 petals flower and previously having that 5 petals flower, I can say for sure that petals that is five is finer. That flower that has five petals looks so much better. I am too lazy to look for the picture to insert it here. But maybe I will. Okay, I promise I will at exactly, let's say, 10 minutes or 10 minutes 5 seconds. I will. I promise to remember. I promise myself I'll remember. So five petals is final. The next time I am going to be braiding a flower, I'll make it six just to see. Just to see, just to see. But five is just, it's finer than four. If you can make your petals five or six, if you can attempt six, I will really love to see a picture or something. You can tag me on Instagram, Chi Diaries, or just let me know here in the comment section. I am just curious. I would like to see, but I promise I'm going to try that. So for the rest of the hair, I just went on creating like curves to flow with the flower. So everything is just, there's no sharp angles. It was just flowy and curvy and feminine and just soft and beautiful and just you know you know what I mean. You get what I mean. Like it was just cute. So when braiding this hair, I was adding braiding hair. When I get to where I feel as if the hair is getting thin, and also when I am getting towards the end of the hair, I add a little bit braiding hair so that the braiding hair is going to be what ends the braid, so that I can braid it all the way and it will help the braid not to unravel. If you have very short natural hair like this and you just braid just your hair, if water, sweat, friction just messes with your tiny tails at the back of your hair, the hair is going to start unraveling. I remember in secondary school, like some people's hair will unravel and the whole back section will just be loosed. And some people now turned it into fashion where they just comb out that part. So you have your hair braided all the way, like then the last quarter of your hair is loosed. And then they just braid it and make it be as if na style. But we not saying it be style. Your hair is too short. That's why you're losing. You don't have tails at the end of your hair. That's why it's losing. So when I saw the hair she came with that I loosed to make this hair, I was like, I was not supposed to add attachment to her hair, but this is going to make it last longer, and I did. That was why when I was done, I trimmed it a little so that it will be, what's the word? When something is there but it's not there. So that it will be like it is there but it's not there. Ah. English is not my first language. That's what we say, but na English we first learn, sha. But that's not my father's language. So, to make it shit, not unrecognizable. What's the word? What's that word? I cannot remember what that word is, but I just tried to create like soft curves, and I like it. I like it. What do you think about this style? I was supposed to make all back, just simple hairstyle, and this is my simple hairstyle. But because of that flower, everybody's going to turn and look at this hair. It's no more simple. There's something to look at. Like when you're making a very boring, simple style, like a style that is not so creative, like an all back. But seriously, guys, straight all back is coming back into, it's coming back. Like I don't know why everybody wants to make straight all back with beads. And so far I have two videos just within the last few days or maybe 2 weeks. I have braided, no, beaded all back made with Brazilian wool or yarn. And then I have for little kids, and the little girl's one is so cute. I'm going to insert a picture of both of them here. And guys, they will be linked in the description bar. If you look for it and you don't see it, please just leave a comment to remind me, because somebody is getting old and always saying the link will be in the description bar. I used to get pissed when YouTubers used to do this before I started making YouTube video. And now guys, sometimes when you finish editing and you manage to optimize your video, you've just forgotten. It's not growing old, it's a little bit laziness. But thank you so much for watching. Bye, my love.